Hello everyone and welcome to another video brought to you by Erotic Walrus. So in the recent patches, different buffs and reworks to certain items have shifted the meta in drastic ways. The two items responsible for the current meta are Duskblade and Cinderhulk. Now with Duskblade, you got people ranging from assassins like Zed, Kha'Zix, Talon, to fighters like Riven, Jarvan, Pantheon. There is an insane amount of champions that at this point are just abusing the lethality rework along with the changes to Duskblade. Riot states that they wanted to make Duskblade a viable first item choice. Well, now it's the only item you need. I mean, have you seen Duskblade on Jarvan? He just needs to press R on anyone's squishy. Now before you say, well that means the squishies are poorly positioned and if they are AP they could just get Azonias. Easy, right? Yeah, sure, there are countless measures to getting one-shotted, but you can never take into account every single occasion where you might get surprise gangbanged. The ADC may only be at one item and bam, the jungle Jarvan comes into bot lane, EQ to gap close, R and auto, and suddenly you're dead. Even with the 10 ban system, there's just no way to counterplay all of this one-shot madness. Or is there? Now you see, I mentioned two items in the beginning that got buffed, Duskblade and Cinderhulk. Throughout League, there have been several occasions where a thing known as the tank meta has taken over the game, and I believe that it's now back. Riot has been making changes to certain tank champions such as Rammus, Cho'Gath, and now they buffed Cinderhulk, and with the newest patch 7.14 essentially buffed Thornmail. The tanks can no longer be held back. Champions such as Sejuani, Nunu, Cho'Gath, Rammus, Maokai are just to name the most popular tanks. All this alongside with the lethality buff, Riot has essentially created a weapons triangle. Assassins counters carries, carries counters tanks, and tanks counters assassins. So games now are more methodical. You can actually take away much more from champion select than previously. There's such a well-defined meta triangle now that you could say Riot has truly balanced the game, right? Wrong. An ADC's life has never been harder since Duskblade and Cinderhulk's recent changes. How on earth are you supposed to hit through a 3k HP Sejuani? How on earth are you supposed to hit through a 3k HP Sejuani and a 3k HP Cho'Gath at 20 minutes into the game when your entire team consists of assassins and fighters? When the enemy tanks advances, all your team can do is fall back. Oh, is the Riven going to dive in first to garner some attention? No, exhausted, CC'd, and dead within seconds. What about your Zed? Yeah, I assume while your Zed goes in and try to delete someone, your opponents would just watch him and let him do what he wants, right? Honestly, in a situation like this, the tanks can simply ignore the ADC and just help CC and disrupt people trying to take out their backline. Since in this stage of the game, the ADC does not have the proper items to deal with the frontline tanks. Other ways you can approach this fight is to have your assassins and fighters flank the enemy backlines, trying to delete them, which honestly could work. But I do have to remind you, everything is dependent on how the tanks react. Which means, if you were the one playing the tank, you would have control. If you play smart and reactive to enemies who try to kill your carries, you would be able to CC them and your team could rid of them rather easy. But if you choose to dive the enemy ADC in such a situation, which is extremely stupid by the way, you would lose that fight simply because even if you kill the enemy ADC, then you let your carries die for essentially nothing. The enemy carry was never going to be a threat in that fight. As long as you kept your carries alive, the enemy would easily lose two people, and you could take the fight from there. The current meta is indeed a tank-focused meta, with Duskblade champions at a close second. To be honest, there are ways to screw over tanks, but I will save that for another video. A couple suggestions for which tanks to play. I would suggest in the jungle, Cho'Gath, Sejuani, Maokai. Top lane, Maokai, Cho'Gath, Shen. With the current meta, it is important to keep your ADC alive, no matter how much of a brat they are, because you will definitely need them, now more than ever, to win games. Sure, a Fed Riven could carry, but not as hard as a Fed Misfortune. Sure, a Fed Zed can carry, but not as hard as a Fed Jhin. ADCs have a lot at their disposal with their previous buffs, and now with the tanks stepping up to the game, Vayne has re-entered the meta as well. And that wraps up my video. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below to share who your current pocket pick is. For me, it's definitely Sejuani. I have an 82% win rate with her. She's just in such a good place right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you'd like me to make more detailed video regarding this matter. Also, if you like League merchandise, my friend Alec Pang recently purchased a Yasuo electronic skateboard and made an unboxing video about that. You can check that video out here.
What is up, beautiful people?
Once again, my name is Erotic Walrus, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.